one. How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another edition of the Soccer Report podcast. I'm your host, Dante DiTomasis, alongside my co-hosts, Nico and Tony. We got another edition for you guys today. Heading into 2021, it's February. Hopefully, we can get out of this lockdown pretty soon. Before we begin, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Cataldi Fresh Market. Check them out, guys. They got two locations, one at Islington and Highway 7, and another one that's extremely close. They're targeting before Easter at Keele and Lawrence. Unbelievable, guys. It's going to be brand new, unbelievable. The design in there is going to be incredible. Can't wait for you guys to see it. Check out Cataldi. Support small business during this time. They have the best produce and grocery and bakery and deli, and you name it, they got it. So check out Cataldi. And guys, here we are today. Another edition, another quarantine edition. I'm really getting sick of this. Hope to see you guys soon. We'll see what this red zone thing means. I don't even know. But we'll go from there. Let's talk TFC, guys. Let's talk TFC. They haven't made many changes here.
It's been a month since our last podcast, and we've had no roster moves as far as bringing players in. We've got a new coach and no new players. So the coach at least is a step in the right direction because you need one of those for kickoff. But the no new players kind of worries me, especially with losing, or at least not re-signing yet, Piatti. Not having that third DP spoken for yet. I know there's some rumors on who it could be, but I'm a little upset not having seen the new players. And what could distract me would be if they released what the new jersey is going to look like. But of course, they haven't done that either. So I have nothing to distract me. All I got's the new coach. And then now that the preseason started up, so I'm going to complain. I want to see some moves. What do you guys think?
What do you think, Tony?
It's embarrassing. I mean, everybody else is making moves. They're making signings. I understand there's a lot of uncertainty, but at the same time, we're not a mid-level team. We're one of the top teams, and it does look bad for this organization that, for you one best, right? So it's lacking from TFC.
Yeah, Tony, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right here. I think it's just pathetic to watch, really. We talked about it earlier, guys, with the whole season ticket debacle, the data breach there. Nico, I know your thoughts on that is absolutely ridiculous.
Breach? Come on, sending me out different supporters' names and addresses. Like, what if my address got sent out to a serial killer who supports Toronto FC? How do I know? You know what I'm saying? This is some ridiculous type crap. And it's all just to say, hey, we're going to give you scarves, even though we're playing this year in Florida and not in Toronto anyways. But don't worry, we're gonna still give you a scarf that you pay for because they're still charging us out the ass every year.
Do we blame Eric Zavaleta on that?
Oh, yeah. Defensive breach on the day we re-signed Eric Zavaleta? Come on. That's too close.
It just keeps getting better, Nico. It just keeps getting better, It's like the soap opera for this team this season so far. I can't believe it. Like, they're taking their sweet time. They're probably on a beach somewhere, clearly, because they're in no rush for anything. But there's no urgency.
Tony, I gotta ask you. Now that Greg Vanny's gone, you don't have the excuse of saying Zavaleta's only on the team because he's his nephew. So what's your excuse going to be this year?
I mean, Nico, in all defense,
I don't think I can say that on this podcast because it'd be too vulgar to say, but he's just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense why he's still here, man. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I get, like, we have no one and you need somebody to play, but Jesus, like, why?
It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I mean, I don't blame Tony at all. I would drop a ton of words on here if that was the case as well, and it's unacceptable, really. It's unacceptable.
It just because, sorry to cut you out. It's just like you see the potential. Like, we have a CPL league, right? You see that potential. They're not MLS quality players, but these are guys that if they're given the chance to play for TFC for half the money they're probably going to give Zavaleta, they probably work even harder and do even better than him. You know what I mean? Like, you have a league here that's untapped that it wouldn't even cost you much to bring these guys up. And it's not even like they're considering it, and that's the part that bothers me is, international travel. Well, great. We have a league in Canada where these guys are here. So there's really no excuses to fill new spots up and give opportunities, right? That's
Tony,
why
I completely agree.
I'm disagreeing with you guys here. I see that Dante just dropped off the camera here.
No,
Dante,
I'm good.
All right, beauty. No, I'm going to disagree because you know what? I don't care about this mindset of giving opportunities out. Especially these CPL defenders. Listen, I've seen some CPL games. These CPL defenders are way worse than Zavaleta, especially last year's Zavaleta. 2018 Zavaleta, maybe. 2019 shirt. Last year, he actually played okay in his limited time playing. And you know what? He might not be great, but you're telling me these CPL defenders are going to be better? What would happen if they gave them the opportunities is we would be crapping on them on here after all their bad games they played. I don't think
we're crapping on them anyway. So
I don't think they would make a difference coming in here. I think TFC needs to bring in actual quality defenders. Don't look to the CPL, no offense. What they need to look at is where the rumors were at the beginning of the year, where they were looking at France and the PSG old academy players that have moved on, kind of in the same mold of like a Chris Mavinga. Those are the type of players they need to bring in. Look how good Mavinga is. That's what I want to see more of. I don't want to see Zavaleta back. I don't want to see us bringing in CPL to start. If you got a young guy in the CPL that has promise, sure, bring him into TFC 2 and see what he can do at that level and then bring him up to practice with the first team. But I'm not saying let's give these guys opportunities just because it's Canadian soccer. If they're good enough to play, there are a few guys in the CPL I think could make it over. There's no real defenseman other than maybe Zator, who's just signed with York, that maybe could make a difference in here. He's on loan out in Europe right now, maybe. But other than that, I don't see many guys that could actually step in right now and be better than Eric Zavaleta. I'm not saying they can't play, but not better.
Guys, what's the expectations for this team this year? Like what are we expecting? Are they going to make the playoffs? Do we even expect playoffs this year?
Well, what do you think of the coach? What do you guys think of the coach? Because that's where it starts, right? His philosophy.
I mean, they all sound tough and blah, 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 but you got to get to the players. We'll see what happens at the beginning. I don't see this coach getting to the players at all, to be honest. But I hope he proves me wrong. And I don't have high expectations for TFC at all this year because I just don't see the urgency. I just don't see the urgency before the season even starts. The preparation's horrible for the season right now. So that's my take.
Tony?
Honestly, I've never been a fan of hiring a coach that just got fired. Just not a fan of it. And I think it leaves, even for him, he's going to be out there to prove himself and he's not going to feel as confident as he did because, even though he has this mentality, well, that mentality got you fired from your last job. So it's a tough situation. I mean, yeah, will I give him a chance? 100%. I mean, Vanny had no experience when he came in and look what he did. So you have to give the guy a chance. But I was kind of hoping they would went a different direction, but we'll see what happens. But I don't expect much this year from this team.
I'm going to take a little different approach here, only because of something that Pozuelo said in a media interview. At first, when they signed Armas, I was kind of hesitant. I wasn't sure because, like he said, he just got fired from the New York Red Bulls. But then again, you look at that team, and they didn't really have the squad there like Toronto has for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he did a lot with that team when he came in halfway through his season when they were one of the top teams in the league. He did a lot with that team. Imagine what he could do with this squad now. And Pozuelo said something because all the teammates, all the players are going to say, "Oh yeah, we buy in in the media."
Yeah, exactly.
But Pozuelo said, "If I'm going to be a coach in the future, his style of football is the style I want to coach." And what tells me is that Armas is looking at the way Pozuelo plays and probably plays to those strengths. And that's what you have to do on a team like Toronto. Play to your best players. And Pozuelo is by far our best player. So if they're playing to his strengths and playing the game that he likes to play, I think we need to watch out. And again, everyone knows this podcast has been known for crapping on Greg Vanny, right? So we got to give Armas a chance. It's something new. It's something better than at least Vanny having here. Hopefully Vanny has a good season out in Galaxy. I don't know if that'll happen or not. We'll see what he does out there, but we got something new. I think it's reason to be optimistic. I'm excited for the season. I think we make playoffs, especially if we bring in one player. I know the rumor's been that Colombian kid that's playing in Brazil, Bore. If we can bring him in, that'd be pretty cool. And guys, it could be worse. Our coach could be linked to signing in Bournemouth, like our neighbors to the east of us, Montreal Impact. Thierry Henry being rumored right before the season starts to go sign with Bournemouth. I mean, those haven't been confirmed yet, but how funny would that be for not Montreal Impact, Club de Foot Montreal.
Can we talk about
Club the stupid name? Give me a break, Montreal.
Dude, it sounds like a foot fetish club, bro. Yeah. Come on. See that? Every time I hear that, I'm thinking this is some weird foot fetish thing.
Yes, it's the foot fetish chapter of Montreal. They just so happen to play soccer.
I can't believe that logo either, man. I mean, they're setting themselves up. Like, I know I did a meme post back then on it. Yeah, and Chris McVinga even liked that post. Shout out to Chris McVinga. But like I just don't understand the logic of this team, Montreal. It's like they set themselves up to get shit on every year.
Their logo looks like a cat's asshole.
Yeah, literally.
Come on.
Oh, their hockey team looks like a toilet bowl. So I mean, like, it kind of matches now.
Oh man!
Oh my God.
All I know is, guys, listen. Thank God. You know what? As faulty as Toronto FC is, and as at times frustrating as they can be, thank God we're not Montreal. Am I right?
They could be worse. It always could be worse.
We have the star in our jersey for a reason, right?
Yeah, it could be much worse. So like I said, I'm optimistic with Chris Armas at the helm. Let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. And this time next year, we could be crapping on him or we could be loving him. Who knows? We'll see. I'll say it. Toronto FC is going to be one of the top 5 teams this year again. We make the playoffs, no problem. And then I think we have a good chance at making a run.
Wow, that's bold.
I think
that's really bold, Nepo.
But not as a top team, I don't think.
Guys, let's move on to TFC Forge. It's coming up in the Champions League there. Big, massive game. I think, that's going to be a telltale sign of who we are really and how we perform in this game.
Should be our first game with the new coach, right?
Exactly. I mean, obviously, Nico, I know you think TFC is going to win this game, but are they going to win convincingly is my question to you.
Yes. Come on, guys, at the end of the day, you're facing guys that the whole article came out about this. Dwayne Rollins, 24th Minute on Twitter, did a great article on the pay in the CPL right now. And like, it's very eye opening. These guys are making like $30,000 to play soccer. A lot of these players.
It's crazy.
And we got a salary cap of guys making millions. And you think they're going to come in and they're going to, no matter how hungry Forge is. And again, they're the best CPL team over the 2 years the league's been intact. TFC's gonna run through them. Come on, guys. Like it's not gonna be close. Pozuelo's gonna dribble through everyone.
About your money thing, don't you remember Real Madrid lost to that like 4th division side in Copa del Rey?
Okay, listen, Tony.
It can happen. It happened a few weeks
ago. So you're saying
the 4th division Copa del Rey team would run through Forge as well. All right, listen, I don't care. I don't care.
Real Madrid quality, so
TFC is the MLS Real Madrid. By far.
Oh wow!
Who else would you call the MLS Real Madrid currently right now other than TFC? Maybe Atlanta. Nobody. Right? TFC's been the best team, and then you can give.
I'd say Atlanta.
Well, you could give Seattle, Barcelona, us, Real Madrid. We've been in the finals 3 of the past 4 years or 5 years.
I'm just saying it could happen. Like we can't go into this too much.
It's not gonna happen. Don't even speak that into existence.
Okay, Nico. Let's move on then. Okay, so you say TFC is gonna beat Forge. Now we have a date with the Mexican club Leon. What's going to happen here?
Of course, too, by the way. You see that draw? There's like 8 teams we could have faced. 7 of the 8 are some no-name Central American teams.
I know.
And
we
there's
get the best
one Mexican team. And of course, Toronto has to play them. The good news is right now, I think they're like second last in the Mexican league. So that's the good news. I mean, the season before this, they finished, I think, first or second. It's so crazy there how that league just flip-flops all the time. Like Tigres is in the bottom of the table right now, and they just won. They just came second in the CONCACAF World Cup.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy league, but right now they're second. It looks like they're in some bad form right now. Maybe we could take advantage, maybe not. We've been through Mexico before. We've gone to the Azteca. We've done all that before, Toronto, and we know we can win there. I think we can win. Do I give us a good chance? No, but it's possible.
Tony, what do you think?
If it's a 1-leg game, I feel like we can do it. If it's over 2 legs, I don't think we can handle it. I just think we're not prepared this early in the season to do it. And I don't see it.
Yeah, I agree as well, guys. I think, because they're already in form, they've already had form as in shape, game shape. They've played so many games already, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. So we'll see what happens there. With Mexican teams, especially in the earlier rounds, we've had some trouble in the past with as well, minus that one season. So we'll see what happens there with TFC. But guys, let's move on. There's a certain league that kicked off this week, back in form. The round of 16 was back in action. The champions are here. And, let's recap some of these games. I mean, PSG Barcelona. Let's start with that one. Unbelievable. Kylian Mbappe Nico, what do you think?
Does Barcelona know you're allowed to lose matches like 1-0 or 2-1? Like, what is with these massive defeats lately? Like, they got killed by Bayern last year. The past few years, Roma's taken them in a game. PSG before's taken them in a game. Oh, they're losing big in the Champions League, and now a 4-1 loss in Barcelona. Like,
yeah, they're done.
Again, Mbappe is otherworldly. I feel like this guy's like 50 years old for how long he's been in the league, and he's like, what, 21, 22? Like, come on.
I know.
Like, this guy is too damn good, man. But you know what? I love seeing Barcelona and especially Messi lose. This is going to be the last Champions League with Messi and Barcelona, because I think if they keep performing like this, he's going to want to make the move to Man City next year. I loved watching that game. Every minute of it was absolute class on PSG's part. I absolutely loved it.
Tony, what do you think?
What I found really good about that game was the two Italians, how they played, Verratti and Moise Kean. To be on a team like PSG with all these stars again, just to play so well, it's nice to see, because it's not very common for the best Italian players to play outside of Europe. So to see those two succeed, it's nice to see. It's because it's different. It's just different as an Italian soccer fan to see that.
Yeah, it's a great point, guys. I mean, PSG, they look like a heavy favorite right now. They're playing out of their mind with that Pochettino form there, and my goodness, look out for them.
They didn't even have Neymar. No Neymar, no Di Maria, and they still ran through Barcelona.
I know. It's just it's unbelievable. You know, the style of football that they play is unmatched. Really, they got too much speed, athleticism. And you see it on the pitch every day, right? And, you know, they just took it to Barcelona. They manhandled them, really. And Mbappe did whatever the hell he wanted. So, you know, I mean, they're already out, 4 away goals. I mean, no catching up. But, boy, oh, boy, what that leaves a big question mark with Messi now and his future. What do you guys think of that? Where do you think Messi's heading after the season? Because I know he wants Champions League, but is he going to be loyal still?
No, he's not. Tony, sit up for a second.
Oh yeah,
that's where he's going. He's going to rejoin Pep Guardiola in Man City for a few years. You know what? I don't even know if this Lionel Messi that I'm watching in Champions League. Obviously, listen, Lionel Messi, obviously one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. It's debatable. Of course, we've had that debate, but right now, his current form. Does he start in Man City with how good Man City's playing? I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know. Man City's been playing out of their minds. They've been playing so good, and all of their players mesh so well. I don't know if they need a Messi right now. Of course, listen, Messi gets back up in form. Of course he starts, guys. Come on. I'm talking about right now. Does he start?
It's a great question, Nico. I mean, then again, my gut still tells me, you know, it's Lionel Messi. You have to play this guy. But, you know, age is creeping up on him right now, and you start to see it in his game. He doesn't have that hunger. I mean, tracking back, really. You don't see that hunger that he used to have, back when he was younger. So, I mean, Man City's got to be careful with that move, too. He's getting up in age. You can't just fork out $1 billion to Barcelona or whatever his transfer fee is going to be. Or whatever the cost is going to be, really. It's going to be a lot of money. I know that. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I personally think, you know, they're taking a huge risk there. And, Nico, you make a great point. I'm going to have to agree with you.
What do you think, Toe? Where's he going?
I think he's going to Man City just for the fact that Pep is doing so well there right now. I think that's his perfect coach. His best years are under Pep Guardiola. That was when he dominated the world, right? So I think he would start with Pep, because I feel like Pep is like, it's just his coach, you know. It's just, that's his player and that's his coach, and I think I can see him starting with Man City.
All right. Well, that makes sense. Let's move from one GOAT to another GOAT. Messi to Ronaldo, the other big Champions League game. Now, everyone knows I'm a big Ronaldo fan, and obviously I want him to win at Juve, except when they're facing my team, FC Porto. We slap those Juves. Let's go, Dante. You have to love that game. What's going through your head when you're watching that?
Well, Nico, I got to tell you, I don't know what it is with that first goddamn minute in each half. But that was an absolute joke, especially the beginning there, that Betancourt pass. What the hell was that guy thinking?
Well, whose fault was that? Was it Betancourt or was it Szczesny's?
Oh, it's Betancourt, man. Why are you making that pass in the first place? Like, you're like, what are you doing?
But the whole first half, Szczesny kept putting out these dangerous short passes that put the defense instantly in pressure situations. I think that whole game was Szczesny's fault, personally. Betancourt obviously is terrible too. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'm gonna put majority of the blame on Szczesny for making those terrible passes that he made more than once.
Well, why are we playing backwards instead of forwards? That's my mentality here, right? I mean, you're saying like Porto, all they had to do was just squeeze them in.
Yeah,
and they kept squeezing them in. That's how they got the first goal. I mean, it's very simple. And then in the second half, in the first minute, they come up to the field, they're direct, and Juve is backing off, and they get a goal again. Right?
They could have had a few more as well too. They've had a lot of chances. They just couldn't capitalize on them.
Juventus played scared. They played very scared, and they showed up both halves very scared, and that's why they were down 2-0. And then I don't know what happened, but they magically just decided to show up in the last few minutes. And, they got the away goal lucky. And then, we could have easily had a one at the end there with a penalty. But, I mean, it's just unacceptable. It's not the performance that, they were looking for. The defense was horrible. And Porto deserved that win, no matter what. So they deserved it.
I know we joked about it before on the last podcast because my team Porto versus your team Juventus. And as much as I love that we got the 2-1 win, I saw the look in Ronaldo's eyes at the end of the game when he didn't get the penalty called and he was looking at the rest, he was looking at the other players. I've seen that look before, and what that look means in the second leg, he's scoring a hat trick and they're going to take Porto out like it's no problem. And honestly, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I've seen it before with Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. Ronaldo doesn't lose these types of matches, especially when he has that fire in him. He's going to take it back. But the one issue I've been seeing with Juve in the league and Champions League is they way too much rely on Cristiano Ronaldo, and he can't do it all. Their defense is abysmal. Their midfield is weak, and their forwards outside of Ronaldo can't do anything. With the exception of a few players, of course, I'm very impressed with the American kid, Weston McKennie. I think he's having an unreal season with them. There's been a few bright spots, but overall, the team, I think, has been very disappointing this year. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah, Nico, I agree. Juve is way too one-dimensional. And it shows in just the energy. We've seen the games when Ronaldo wasn't on the field, and we see the games where Ronaldo is on the field, and it's just that life that he brings to the team. Just everybody's game has to rise. It's kind of like, we see this in sports as well, in other sports like Tom Brady, LeBron James, and just playing alongside those types of players, it gives you that lift to do so many things that you thought you couldn't do, right? It gives you that extra motivation, that extra juice, and that's what Ronaldo brings to the table. It's unbelievable, and we're grateful to watch these types of players in our lifetime, right? It's once in a generation. So
yeah, I know Tony's loving this because Napoli took out Juve the other day too.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, this past week, I think Ronaldo's played that house up for sale. I don't think he's gonna be around Juve next year.
Where's he going next year?
The game last weekend. Let me just finish this first, and I'm gonna say, because I have a really good spot. I think he's gonna go with the way everything's going. Against Juve, against Napoli did one game plan, and that was just to slow him down, and surprisingly they did without Koulibaly in the lineup, and they got the win. And against Porto, should they have had a penalty at the end? But when you have Ronaldo on your team, you should not be relying on what if we had a penalty. Juventus as a squad is horrible. Without Ronaldo, they're not even a UEFA Cup team in Italy. A Europa League team in Italy. And I hope he leaves, because that means Italy is going to be wide open next year, and that Juve is going to just keep falling. And I honestly think he's going to go to Manchester United. With the way United is playing right now, to bring him back, it's almost writing itself. Man U's going to be in Champions League, and just to see him back in that red jersey, I think he ends his career in Man U.
And a Manchester derby potentially with Ronaldo versus Messi next year.
Come on.
Goodness. How good would that be?
The ratings would be insane.
2022 is going to have a crazy game with those two.
I hope that happens. And I hope Messi goes Man City. I hope Ronaldo goes to Man U and plays with Bruno Fernandes. And I'll be just more excited for the Portuguese aspect with Bernardo Silva and Ruben Diaz on Man City and Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes on Man U. I think it'll be great games. I hope that happens. I hope you're right, Tony, because that honestly would make my year next year. I think that would be amazing.
Well, I mean, it is hard to disagree with that. I mean, I would definitely cry if that happens, but I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. I mean, that would be, wow, the tail of the tape would be unbelievable there. That's a heavyweight showdown, and wow.
And the chances that fans probably back in the stadium by that time, like it's a movie when you're looking at it.
Oh yeah, it'd be coming out on Netflix in 10 years as a documentary on what happened for sure.
For sure, that might be a where you're at moment. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's just nostalgic, like surreal, like crazy.
Well, if we could travel by then, we might have to make a Soccer Report tour and do some live action at the Manchester Derby next year.
Oh, at that point, you'd have to, right? For something like that, you have to.
It's like a Super Bowl. It's basically a Super Bowl.
Oh, I mean, it's gonna be like when Mayweather fought Pacquiao. They were both past their prime, but still, you got to see it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a where were you moment.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
But that's it for us, guys.
It was good to talk soccer again, boys.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully we get to do this in person one day, very soon. I know Tony at GTA Sportsplex. Shout out to Yvonne Sportsplex too for the best physical activities you can think of.
Yeah, when it opens back up, sign up for all their courses, sign up for all their programs there. If you need someplace for your kids to go, it's excellent. They run the show. They run a tight show down there. It's absolutely flawless. And your kids are going to want to get out, and they need to do it in a safe way. And they have physical distancing measures in place at GTA Sportsplex. It's perfect. You got to go there.
Exactly. Shout out to Toe. You're the man. He literally knows everything. So shout out to Toe. And that's it for us, guys. Thank you again to our sponsor, Cataldi Fresh Market. Follow us on Instagram at the Soccer Report Podcast and on YouTube for videos like this one coming out at the Soccer Report Podcast. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more episodes. Let's hope TFC does something this year. We'll see what happens. Have a good one.